you heard of Dickens Scrooge? Well, listen to me. This is a similar Christmas story of someone embroiled in a dark, dark dream. Love cries, oh listen, please listen to me.
between truth and lies. It will reconcile.
Yeah, cool. How are we doing? It is Sunday, I think. I don't know anymore. Anybody else know what's going on, what day it is? A very good evening to you all. Look, we need to be done by 8 as Dignity and Worth are holding prayers online. If you don't know what Dignity and Worth is, it is a movement within the Methodist Church supporting us, enabling us, challenging us, encouraging us as a church to explore more deeply what it is to be inclusive under Wesley's 4 alls, that all might know that they are a child of God. So if you're involved in that, I'll promise to be done by 8 o'clock, so you can go to that. And I'd like to go to it too. So there we go. If I can remember where it is in the link. I know I saw it, but I don't know what I did with it. So if anybody's got it to hand, feel free to drop it in. No pressure, no, understanding that we all might have different, hopefully prayerfully held convictions, and some of those convictions might be contrary. But such is the grace and the breadth and the depth of the love of God, that God is big enough for all of us. As we, yes, hashtag hold together. So, shall we gather? Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, I meant to say, I played Perusia again at the beginning from Trace Taylor. Just a heads up, that single is released tomorrow. It's released tomorrow, Monday the 7th of December, and you can buy it, support it by going to perusiathesingle.com. That's the place for that single. perusiathesingle.com. So if you've been liking that, please do go. It's released tomorrow. You can purchase as of tomorrow, the 7th of December. So thanks again for Trace for sharing her music with us. So yeah, let's gather.
As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night, for those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is left. From near and far, come as you are to this place, and embrace this space, as darker hue embraces you. Of water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here, you, me, and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine.
Even when we're isolated,
when we are grieving,
when we're struggling,
when we have hit rock bottom,
we're never alone.
This year has been unbelievable.
But we have pulled together.
We've worked hard to care for people,
to feed people,
to help people,
to heal people.
And we've said loud and clear that people matter more.
That injustice is unacceptable.
That our community is vital.
Our buildings have been closed,
but we have been at work.
God's love is uncontainable.
In times of despair
and in times of hope,
you are loved.
This Christmas and always, whoever you are,
and whatever you have been through this year,
God is with you.
God is with me.
God is with us.
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 Tonight's story from Chris. It's difficult for me to explain the sense of God's presence that fills the space when I'm sitting alongside another person and sharing in their struggles, anguish, and despair. When love and justice come together, the presence of God is powerful and tangible. So, how has your Sunday been? I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Tim Baker, who's with us, for giving the sermon for our morning worship here this morning. If you want to listen to that, it is on Facebook and YouTube channels for me personally, or the Metal Methodist YouTube channel because it's the same thing, or at Facebook, St. Paul's Dronfield, Facebook Carl Aston. When love and justice come together. Yes, amen. And one day they will. Oh yes. And there are signs of it happening all around us, as Tim's sermon helps us to remember and look out for that light that is shining. Yes. Well, big love for Tim's sermon. It was, wasn't it? Yes, very moving, actually. The honour was all ours, Tim. It really was. Evening, Angela. Evening, Stephen and boys. Hello, Tim, again. Hello, Mother. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Melissa. So, any twosome tact from today? Anything that's given you hope? Maybe Tim's sermon this morning. I think so. Maybe an experience you've had. Maybe you've seen people today. Maybe you're just having a relaxing day, and that's good. Maybe you've had a walk or something. There we are. They got it from my mother as well for you, Tim. There we go. And something that's given you hope, made your soul sing. What is your twosome tack moment for today? Please do let me know. Mine was actually going to look at, with some other people in a socially distant, sensible way, going and outside, just to be clear, for people to look at a Follow the Star journey that one of the local churches in Sheffield had done, and sort of meditative walk around sort of garden with little tableaus and thoughts and prayer prompts. That was awesome, and just lovely. It's in the middle of this bit of Sheffield, and you can just pop in and have a look. And at night it's all lit up, as many churches are. So awesome job, Totley Rise Methodist Church. Thank you. It was a real blessing, and really good to do it with other people as well. So that's my choose and tack. What is yours, I wonder? As we say together, not one, but 1,000 thank yous. Choose and tack! So choose some tracks, I think, for various acts of worship today, including the sermon or message from Mr. Tim Baker of www.allwecan.org.uk. Yes, that's right. You heard me right. www.allwecan.org.uk, where you can find your extraordinary gifts catalogue, so that you too can do something extraordinary this Christmas. There we go. Not very choose and tack for football all around, really. I agree. Angela is choose and tacking for travels. Yes, absolutely. I hope your service went okay, Angela. Melissa doing homework with Martha. Had to draw a picture of something that made her sad. Which was being alone. And something that made her happy. Happy was being with family. Yay! Absolutely, choose and tack for that. Yeah, awesome. That's fantastic. Amen. Thank you, Melissa and Martha. And Rodney. Yeah, cool. So maybe there's stuff today as well that has sucked, or stuff that perhaps we were able just to put to one side before we go into another week tomorrow. Maybe that's just kind of going, well, there's a bit, all this stuff today that we feel we've messed up, and we can lay that down. We can do that with these words.
The principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down.
That's awesome news, Rachel, about your cousin's wedding. That's fantastic. Good to have things to look forward to, isn't it? And wow, fantastic, Angela. 3K, nice one. I totally understand if you're asleep by 9. I may well be asleep by 9. For those who don't know the reference to 9 o'clock, so chatting with a very wise Christian and human being Well, I was going to, but in the end, I've been speaking to Wayne Grucock. Only joking. He is very, very wise, and as a Christian and minister and human being, yes, he is. So you may. I remember about a week or so ago, I asked some questions around the format of this, what people valued. Was it the music? Was it lyrics? Was it just to be able to connect together? And part of the reason for asking that was just aware that I find it really hard being able to talk about heavy music and try and signpost people to it, but not being able to play any of the blessed stuff, apart from the music that people like Peter and Aaron and Trace and GFM and Colin from Witch Hazel and Graham from Stairway has allowed me to do. Thank you. And even then, even with that permission, it sometimes Facebook particularly can get a little bit upset. And so I was thinking, well, is there a way of doing this? Is it about having an online radio station? But I don't necessarily want this to be a radio station because I really value the chat, and I can't figure out a way of doing radio and chat at the same time like we can here. And because we're going to stream it where you can put comments, then we're back into Facebook territory. Then I thought about a podcast, and it seemed to me you had to kind of then pay to sync each song you use. Whereas for the limited online music license from the PRS, during these times, you are able to use music without ripping anybody off. Because that's the last thing I want to do, because this is about supporting musicians and bands, as well as encouraging us in faith. So you can do that on Zoom. So I thought I'd try something that was one of Wayne's ideas, so credit where credit's due, which was to try a Metal Methodist service, where all the elements, if you go to a church service that you might expect, will be there, but in a sort of metal way and with some fantastic music as well. Hopefully, it all kind of having a bit of a flow and a theme to it as we journey together, and a chance to share there as well. But therefore, I can't stream it for rights reasons. Hence, if you would like to attend, it's 9:00 tonight. It may be earlier in future weeks, depending how it goes, depending what people think, whether it's worth doing. But a space to worship through heavy music, basically. And so if you are interested, please, after this, go to facebook.com/Metal Methodist, facebook.com/Metal Methodist, and see the post where it says, it's got a picture that says Metal Methodist Sunday service, and it says how you can register to be part of that, because Zoom can't just make it open, because we'll get sort of Zoom bombed and their buttocks and all sorts of appearing. We might get that anyway, who knows what sort of service it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be that sort of service, no. But if you want to register, it's simple. You fill in the form. I go, aha, you're a real person. And I let you in. And you'll have an email with a link. We've still got an hour and a bit, hour and a half for that to sort out. So if you're watching, if you haven't commented yet, if you're watching in Sweden, Germany, America, elsewhere in the UK, and you haven't commented and you'd like to be part of that at 9:00 tonight, it's just a trial run. There's a bit of an experiment. Appreciate feedback as well. So, get on that link, register, and you'll get the joining link in return. Or message me using the message button on facebook.com/Metal Methodist. Yes. Which also means that we're not going to have a Bible reading tonight. No. And we're not going to have a Methodist Way of Life question tonight. No, because we're going to do that as part of the service. But we are going to pray. Oh, yes. So, are there things that we want to pray for this evening? And part of this thinking that I'm doing is kind of trying to find a rhythm, a routine, trying to make things manageable. So we have a rhythm routine, which is part of the kind of monastic way of life, and supports the Metal Methodist way of life, but also a rhythm that perhaps marks out a day a week as Sabbat or Shabbat, also a fantastic proto black metal band from Sweden. Was it Sweden? I think it was. Was it Finland? I don't know. Anyway, Google that. So hence trying that, hence perhaps just playing about with what we do when in terms of trying to make that a bit different for people who want to join. Hello, Andy Thomas Senior. I do hope you're aware of the picture that your good lady wife sent me last night. Hope you both. Awesome job. I am wearing my fishnets tonight again under the table, and I would take them off to you, but it's a little bit cold here, so I won't. But fair play. Hope you're doing all right, you and the family. So anything you want to pray for tonight? I'll just play something while we have a think. Which I'd also thought about this earlier, so I could have some music ready, but I'll just find some now. I don't know what this is. Let's just play it, shall we? Yeah. So yeah, drop comments on of things you want to pray for tonight. So there we go. I haven't had any comments about things to pray for, which is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. You may have been to umpteen acts of worship or religious stuff today in various physical and online kind of places. I don't know. That's fine. It's just nice to chat. That's good too, because actually the fellowship is important. It is also part of what keeps us going. I do want to just pray for, again, give thanks to Tim and for the work of www.allwecan.org.uk. For giving thanks for the use of technology, but also recognising that for some of us, even then, it can be a challenge to fully engage for very personal reasons. Or because actually it's another challenge, another thing when there are plenty of things to deal with in life already. So pray for people, for for whom using this is not, it's perhaps quite the panacea that many think it is. And just pray for the wife of one of my colleagues who's been diagnosed with cancer. Give thanks for all those who've led worship this morning, either in a building or online or outside. For those who, as perhaps some of us go, oh, good, we can, even whatever tier we're in, the bubbling we're allowed to do over Christmas, are excited by that, but just praying for all those who are perhaps anxious about the potential impact of that bubbling and the price that might have to be paid later on, particularly those working within the NHS and care homes and education settings. Thanks, Angela. We absolutely pray for those within church communities. We're trying to find ways to reach families over Christmas despite the restrictions. And I know we've seen various things about, online Christingles, or we'll post you the Christingle kit, you make it yourself, social distance car park caroling, doorstep caroling. I know you've been around with advent calendars, Angela. Just bless you for what you are doing and those that you are doing that with. And I'm sure we'll never know the impact that you're having, but God does, and it's huge. So God bless you and strengthen you, and give you refreshment and energy for tomorrow after your amazing 3K today. Thanks, Tim. Giving worship the option to worship online. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Wow. So connected today in Scotland and Sheffield and Leeds and London. That's lovely. That is fantastic. And it is one of the gifts of this. And I must find a way to have a Sunday off so I can go to a service led by the legend, because it's my only chance to do it. I know I had one opportunity before, thanks to Martha, but to go to a service led by St. Andrew of Baker, that'd do my soul good. Or even by St. Jill of Baker would equally do my soul good. Hello, Aaron. Are you all right? Wow. Okay. So you had church online and back to in person. Yeah. Prayers for that and for all that you are doing. In many ways, musically, radioly. That's a word I've just made up. As well as physical church and the stuff day-to-day ministry on the streets. Non-stop, mate. Non-stop, Aaron. Inspirational. Yes, thank you, Rachel. Praying for Brexit negotiations. Those who fear the possible impact of a possible no deal. Alongside everything else, absolutely. Just pray for. We're here, we're doing it, so let's just pray for the best possible outcome for as many people as possible, and equally as people start to distribute and receive the vaccines, that again, those who are in the most need will be first. As it says about the kingdom of God in the Bible, the last shall be first. So let's offer our prayers, shall we? Thank you for your input. That's really appreciative. Wow. Prayers for freezing fog, but back on the street. Amazing. Lovely to be with you later on as well, Aaron. Fantastic. Thank you. That's exciting. Isn't it great? We can connect over countries. It's fantastic. Territories. Let's pray. As we offer all of our prayers, spoken and unspoken, to the one. To the one.
To the one in whom all people and all creation have their being. May your kingdom come. Your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace. to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. May the peace of the All-Parent be ours this night, and with all people and all creation, in the time that is to come.
Now, I know this has been a bit of a shorter metal compline. If you are able to hang out together at 9 o'clock and share in more fellowship and worship, if you go to facebook.com/Metal Methodist, it's also on Twitter, Metal_Methodist, you will see the registration link. So I can send you the joining link for a Zoom act of worship, which needs to be on Zoom for rights reasons. And also, because Zoom went, oh, that's not very safe. You might have people doing naughty things and bombing your Zoom. So hence the registration bit. Sorry, people. But it really isn't that complicated. I've done it today. It's not that complicated. Just click the link that's on facebook.com/Metal Methodist in the next hour and a half, and you shall get a joining link, and I shall see you at 9 o'clock, where we can actually worship to some heavy, heavy tunes. Bit of everything, bit eclectic, bit of everything from grunge to death metal tonight, I'd say. It's almost as eclectic as the Hebrew Rocky radio show, but not quite. But I wouldn't let you go without any notices. No. And so, the notices. I've just given one. That's 9 o'clock tonight. Get the link, registration link, from facebook.com/Metal Methodist. But just a heads up, what a week. You can tell it's near Christmas, the gift that keeps on giving. We have 3 lots of guests, which combine over 10 people. So this will be an interesting thing, so I can make this technology work. We have I Destroy, purveyors of party punk, all female, amazing songwriter, musician, guitarist, bass player, bass teacher, drummer, with a real message about life today and a challenge to some of the stuff going on in the world and society. Please do tune in for that. Also, from America, the band Surrender, I don't know how to say this, Surrender the E-Type, EC-Type, Surrender the E-Type, very heavy, will be joining us from various locations in Colorado during their lunch break. How nice is that? They've been kind of supporting or following what we've been doing here, which is great. So nice to kind of give them a bit of space so we can learn more about them and their music. And again, not necessarily all these bands are Christian bands, but they're definitely bands and music with a message. And that's all good as we seek to be, as Tim challenged us in his sermon this morning, to be lights of hope and love and justice, despite the darkness still shining. Plenty of that. And we have a former Vice President of Conference and General Secretary of the Methodist Church of Great Britain joining us to talk about faith and music. And above all, we might get to see their rather extensive and drool-producing guitar collection. So you will notice, you may be able to see some of my guitars. No, wrong way, James. There we are. There's my acoustics, and I've got my electric here. There it is, and the bass is back there somewhere. Where is it? Oh, it's there. But they'll be covered up out of embarrassment when a proper guitarist or musician talks to us this week on Tuesday night. In fact, that's our first guest. So do join me, and please do join at 9 o'clock tonight if you can. I have to say, it might not be 9 o'clock. I'm doing it 9 o'clock because I don't want to get in the way of Dignity and Worth's prayers at 8 o'clock for Advent. But again, this is a trial. Come and see what you think. Give me some feedback. If we think it's worth developing, it's helpful, great. We'll look at a time that suits people. It doesn't even have to be a Sunday, does it? Let's be honest. But yeah, so hello, Joyce. Hello, Joyce. Hope you're all right. Thank you, Aaron. So yeah, that was the notices. So wherever you're going, whatever you're doing this evening, know that we go with God, and God goes with us, within us, and before us. And we continue, in the words of www.allwecan.org.uk, we continue to hold together through spaces like this into another week. And may the divine be a light of love, hope, and justice in us and through us. So, blisters and others, by the glove of God, let us sway. Sway for me, metal Compline. Sway for me, metal Compline.